What's going on today, guys? Today I want to talk to you guys about utilizing presets and why they're so important to use at the beginning of your photography career. Before we get into it, this is a picture that I edited without presets of my good friend Bobby Guevara, all around great trainer and great guy. If you guys want to go ahead and show him some support, the links are going to be down below as always. I do want to explain that some people will actually push you away from using presets. The reason why it's so important to use them at the beginning of your career, even if you end up completely changing the picture at the end of the day, is because it gives you an insight as to what other photographers are doing and what's working for them. Again, some people will push you away because they'll say that it's a shortcut, but at the end of the day, it's just giving you the knowledge to be able to push your photography and your artwork forward. Getting right into it, you will see that on the left-hand side, there's actually a preset section, and if you hover over any of the existing presets that are already in your library, you will see that it's actually giving you a preview of what the image will look like when the preset is applied. Now in this case, we're going to go ahead and use this B&J01 elk preset. I'm not exactly sure where it's from, but I kind of like the look that it's giving this image. So when we select it, you'll see that on the right hand side, all the settings have transferred over from the preset. Now that the settings have actually been transferred over, we're gonna go ahead and reset all the exposure settings so we can create something that's better suited for the settings and the tones that we were actually transferred onto the photo. So let's go ahead and double click on exposure, contrast, highlight. Now double clicking all of these will actually reset all of the parameters that were used. Now again, we're resetting exposure, contrast, highlight, shadows, whites, blacks, and we're going to disable the tone curve. As you can see, the image looks kind of dead. So we're going to go ahead and look at our histogram over here and see that we're actually clipping in the blacks. You can actually see that, oh, just slightly right there. But nonetheless, we don't want that, so we're going to lift the image up a little bit here. We're going to actually bring that exposure up quite a bit right there and bring some of these whites all the way to the top. And we're going to bring our shadows up. Now, the reason why we're bringing our shadows up is that I saw that there was actually a lot of contrast that was used, and it was probably brought in from the tone curve. So we're kind of counteracting that by, again, bringing our shadows up. And as you can see, the tone curve has completely made this picture look blown out. But again, we know that a lot of this information right here lies in the highlights. And we could actually bring that down right there. Some of the shadows we're still going to bring up right there. And if you go and select this little bullseye, you can actually see where the curve is actually affecting the image. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to bring some of that back here. And bring back some of that here. And you can see we're just finding that skin tone and bringing the shadows up ever so slightly. And that's basically what you want to do. Again, we're leaving the rest, unless you want to go ahead and change, the hue of the greens and make them a little bit greener or darker or more yellow. You could basically leave everything as is. Okay, I think now we're in a place where the image actually just kind of looks really good. But again, we're going to add our own flair to this because we don't want to just go ahead and use the preset that was given to us. Now, I'm getting some sort of a vintage vibe from this. So I've scrolled all the way down here to effects, and I'm going to turn up some grain. Yes, we can use grain as an effect. As you can see, you're getting all these little sands of grain over here, and it kind of gives it that look like you've been using a film camera, I guess, which is kind of cool. And now that we're talking about using this kind of vintage effect, why don't we go and crush the blacks? As you can see right here. Which kind of looks really cool. Might bring this up ever so slightly right there. Right there. Okay. And we're going to increase our sharpening. And we're going to hold Alt under masking and just make sure that we get the outlines of the person. Perfect. Always make sure to check your work. You can do that with backslash. Before, after. Now we're going to do something that I always enjoy doing. Let's select the subject by clicking this little circle and clicking select subject. Once it's selected, I will invert our selection. Let's bring our exposure down on the background. So again, you want to invert this mask and bring the exposure down. If you do this too much, he will just disappear. You don't want to do that. You just want to bring it down a few points just to give him a little bit of the pop. And we're going to go ahead and check our work once again. Looking great. Now, because we're going for that vintage look in this instance, we're going to add another gradient, radial gradient or whatever. Click this plus, click that circle right there. And now we have this tool. We're going to select all this stuff that would actually be blown out had this been taken on a film camera. Add some dehaze. I mean, we could bring the tone a little bit towards yellow. What if we... No, we're not going to do that. All right. Let's just use the dehaze tool right there. And then we're going to flare it out a little bit. Right there. And then we're going to create one more right there, because that's where it would be. Turn that right there. Dehaze. And again, we're checking our work. Okay, and the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to add a brush tool. Select Iris Enhance. Zoom into the eyes. Click O. And then brush in the eyes. He looks like a vampire. Let's click O one more time. We're just going to push this till it looks unrealistic. Push it back a little bit past that point. Bring our highlights up. You can see it gives his eye a little bit of a pop. And that, again, is how you use presets properly. Again, I'm going to go ahead and put both pictures on the screen right now. And please let me know in the comments down below, do you like non-preset version Bobby, or do you guys like the preset version we just made right now? Please let me know in the comments down below. At this point in the video, I do want to go ahead and remind you that you might not be subscribed to my channel, and it might be a good idea to drop me a subscription down below. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But for real, if you guys want to go ahead and show me some support, it's a good way to let me know that you guys are actually enjoying my content, and it's absolutely free. But anyways, again, I just want to go ahead and clarify, using presets is not a bad thing. They're a great starting point for you to be able to create your own look. And again, learn from other photographers that might be a little bit further down the line in their photography career, guys. So again, if you found this helpful, go ahead, let me know. Take care, guys. Till next time.